Welcome to all of you. In this video, I am going to explain the linear regression problem and convexity of error function. So in previous video, we have seen the error function of linear regression problem, which is given by EW equal to half summation I equal to 1 to capital N, then W0 plus W1 xn minus yn whole square. Here x1, y1, x2, y2 dash 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 xn, yn are training data points. Then the error function is given by this equation is nothing but sum of squares of errors. So if we go back to our original examples, which I have already discussed in my previous video, where I have explained what is error function and loss function, predicting sales of the product given the money that is spent on advertisement. So you can see here, this is the data which is given to us, and this is the historical data, and here the x-axis represented by advertising and y-axis represented by sales, and the same data I have plotted here. Then every line perhaps incurred certain error or loss. For example, the line 400 plus 6x. So let's take one example and one line where 400 and 6x is the one straight line. So this line, if you see, so it will pass through this 400 like this. So this line also gives certain loss. The loss that we have seen for this 10 lakh of rupees in advertisement, when the money is spent on advertisement is this 10 lakh, the sales that we predict is going to be this point. So the prediction is this point. Whereas the training point says that sales is actually 400. So actually it is this one, and prediction is coming on this straight line is this point. So this difference of 400 and what every point is here, so this is the difference. So this all are actual data points which is given to us, and the straight line which we have taken as example 400 plus 6x, and we have drawn this line here. So this line is giving for each data point one predicted value, and the difference between the predicted and actual is called error or loss. So if every line or equivalently every tuple W0 and W1, in this case W0 and W1 happen to be, so W0 400 and W1 6. That is what our straight line indicates. That is nothing but 400 plus 6x. This gives some error or loss which is given by error function. Say perhaps if anybody asks what is the error given by this particular line, then I can put in place of W0 400, and in place of W1 I can put 6, and anyway all the training point that are x1 y1, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. Similarly we have an end data point that could be 100, 1000, 10,000, anything. All are known to us. So these all data are all known to us. So this expression I can calculate. So we can calculate this expression by putting W0 and W1, and we can say that the error given by this line is going to be this summation. So if you put W0 and W1 and the data point which is given to us, we can put it in xn and yn, and the result which will come out from this particular expression or summation That is, we can say that is the error given by this particular line. Then every possible line, let's suppose this line, this line, every possible line, we can draw any line, it's going to give certain error. Then question we are asking is that what is that line that gives as minimal error as possible. So the regression model is going to be search for that line which minimizes the error as much as possible. So I hope you would have understood what is the actual meaning of all these things. Or equivalently, we are asking a question that what is the W0 and W1 that minimizes the error function, which is nothing but this is the error function. This is the error function. So what we have to do, we have to minimize W0 and W1 EW. So which is nothing but to minimize W0 W1 half summation I equal to 1 to capital N W0 plus W1 xn minus yn whole square. So this is the equation. We have to minimize this equation. So once we solve optimization problem, whatever W0 W1 which minimizes this particular function, that is going to be a line which give minimum error as compared to any other line, and W0 W1 are going to be a model parameter for our regression model, and accordingly our model is going to be W0 plus W1 x. So now our problem is how to find the best possible W0 and W1, and let us look at how does this particular error function look like. If you carefully see, this error function is a three-dimension object. In this case, why? Because your x-axis is going to be, so let's suppose this is y-axis, this is x-axis, and this is z-axis. So your x-axis is going to be W0 and y-axis going to be W1. Then for every given W0 W0 and W1, you will incur some loss. That is what being represented in z-axis. So this function itself is nothing but three-dimensional object which perhaps look like this or this. So let's see this one. So this is the function itself is nothing but a three-dimensional object which perhaps you can see look like either this or this graph. Both are three-dimensional object. So the error function is going to look like a 3D object, like any one of these. It could be like this also or this also. We have seen in our previous video, any function achieves global minima at a stationary point if that function happen to be a convex function. What I am saying is that if function happen to be a convex function, then the global minima of a function will be at a stationary point. So the stationary point for this one, it could be here, for this maybe here. A stationary point is a point which makes the gradient of the function is 0. So these all things we have already seen in my previous video. So no need to discuss all those concepts here. I have already explained what is convex function, how to find out the stationary point, how to find out the slope in two dimension, gradient in multivariate function. So now if we are able to prove that our error function is a convex function, and if we are able to find the stationary point of this convex function, then we can confidently say that at a stationary point the function achieve at this point function achieve its global minima. and at that point we can say that W0 and W1. So at this point we will be having W0 and W1, which is a stationary point, is going to be best W0 W1, which minimizes the error as much as possible, and hence we can say that we have found the model parameter, and hence we can say that we in fact got the linear regression model also. So this video we are going to show that the error function whatever we have spoken is a convex function, and in next video we are going to see what is the stationary point of this function. So in this video we will prove that the error function or loss function is a convex function, and in next video we will try to find out the stationary point, which is nothing but W0 and W1. And having these 2 points, two things at our disposal, we can say that the stationary point whatever we have obtained is going to be a global minima of a function that we are trying to optimize, and that W0 and W1 are going to be our model parameter, which gives us the linear regression model. So let us see whether the function which we have got is a convex function or not. To show any function a convex function, as we have seen in earlier video, it is sufficient if we know that the Hessian, so double derivative is called Hessian of that function is positive definite for all possible value that W0 W1 takes. So let us firstly review what is the Hessian of error function. So it is Hessian is denoted by H, and this is nothing but a double derivative, partial derivative, you can say double derivative of a multivariate function. So what is the Hessian of error function that we have got? So let us firstly review what is the Hessian of error function that we have got. So to understand the Hessian, first we should know what is the gradient, which we already seen in previous video. However, the gradient of this function is nothing but E partial derivative of E with respect to W0 and the partial derivative of E with respect to W1, and Hessian of this particular function, which is called double derivative of this multivariate function, we say Hessian also, is nothing but this one. So this is the Hessian of this particular function. So we need to calculate it. So you can see here the gradient of this function is nothing but a vector, and the Hessian of this particular function is matrix. So we have 2 cross 2 matrix. So here we have a 2 independent variable, which is nothing but W0 W1, so hence we are getting 2 cross 2 matrix. If you have a 3 independent variable, that means 4 dimension, then you will have a 3 cross 3 matrix. Similarly, it will increase if you go for 4, 5 and 6 independent variable. So and if you can see that the partial derivative of E with respect to W0 need not be a scalar, can be again a function of W0 and W1. In fact, every element of Hessian need not be a constant. It can be having a variable W0 W1 inside that. Then what I am going to say is that the error function is going to be a convex function if the Hessian is positive definite for every possible value of W0 and W1. What I mean is, because H is a matrix in which every element might be a function of W0 and W1. So for all possible W0 W1, the corresponding matrix, if you are able to show that they are positive definite, then we can claim that the error function whatever we have got it is a convex function. So before getting there, let us see what this Hessian for our error function EDW. Let us first find out what is this Hessian. Okay, so let us first find out all the value of this particular gradient and then Hessian value. So for that we have to find out the first derivative of E with respect to W0, first derivative of E with respect to W1. Similarly, we have to find out this and this all element of this particular matrix. So if you see, this is the error function. So this is the error function, which is nothing but half summation of I equal to 1 to capital N, W0 plus W1 xn minus yn whole square. So if you do the partial derivative of this error function with respect to W0, you will get it. So this is n. I start from 1 to capital N. So W0 plus W1 xn minus yn. So if you differentiate this with respect to W0, so this will be the case of x power n. Here it is, if you consider this all x, so it is x square, so it is 2x 2 minus 1, which is 2x 1. So that's why I have written this W0 plus W1 xn minus yn. If you differentiate this with respect to W1, then you will get this. So you just try it. I have already explained how to do the partial difference derivative for multivariate function. If you do not know, please go and see that video and then try to understand this fact. And if you know that concept, then it's well and good. So similarly, if you go for this one, you will get 1. So summation of I equal to 1 to 1. So n. So that means 1 plus 1 plus 1 till n. So we have written this n. And similarly, this element would be xn. This element will come this, and this one will come this. So what is Hessian matrix? So if you put that here, so partial derivative of E with respect to W0. So this is nothing but n. Then here it is I equal to 1 to n xn. Then summation I equal to 1 to n xn, summation I equal to 1 to n xn whole square. So this is our Hessian matrix. So this is the Hessian matrix for this error function, and I have already explained that if somehow we prove that this particular matrix, a positive definite matrix or positive semi-definite matrix, if positive semi-definite matrix, that will be a convex function, and if positive definite matrix, that will be a strictly convex function. So I have already explained the difference between convex and strictly convex function, so that you can also see over there if you do not know. So if somehow I prove this one, then I can say that this particular function, error function, is a convex function and it is taking the shape of this one. And at this point, it will take a critical point or a stationary point, and that will be the minimum point. And the function will achieve minimum over there, minimum value over there. So how to find out the positive definite, that also I have explained it. So we have to, what we have to do it, we have to take the principal, leading principal minor for this, and if all the leading principal minor of this matrix is non-negative, that means greater than or equal to 0, so that means that this matrix is positive semi definite matrix. So you can see here we do not have any variable W0 W1. This is completely a constant matrix. If you can see here, this is n. Here we do not have anything W0 W1, so that means it is completely free of variables. So if you take any W0 W1, this will be a constant matrix. So it is easy for us. Just we have to prove this one. This is a positive definite matrix or positive semi definite matrix. Then we can say that it is a convex function. This error function is. So the first principal leading component is this one, and the second leading principal component is the matrix itself. So if you take the determinant D1 of the first leading principal minor, so determinant of n is nothing but n itself and which is greater than 0. So what is the determinant of second principal minor? So second principal component is the complete matrix. So we will calculate the second principal minor for this Hessian matrix, and this is nothing but this one. So this is the Hessian matrix, and the second principal matrix component would be the matrix itself. So we have to take the determinant. So determinant would be multiplication of this and the multiplication minus multiplication of this diagonal element. So if you multiply n and this, so this will come this one, and if you multiply this, it will come this one. So I have just copied this particular term here, and this is the candidate of a plus b plus c whole square, which is nothing but a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. So similarly we have xn whole square, so that means x1 plus x2 plus x3 dash 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 xn whole square. So I have applied this formula here, and then I have expanded this one x1 x square plus x2 x square plus x3 x square dash 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 xn square plus 2 summation of I equal to 1 to n, then summation of j equal to 1 to n xi dot xj where I less than j. So if you expand this, you will get this particular equation. And then if you take if you take n minus 1, so this is xn square, and if you put this all till here, so this is also xn square. So if you take common this one, so you'll this n minus 1 would be remained here, and then this particular this would be minus here, minus 2 summation of I equal to n j equal to 1 to n xi minus xj. So this all terms can be written like this. So if you just solve it, you will get this one. It's not a kind of rocket science here. I'm just saving time and space here, so you can solve it. That's very easy. So you can see here the second principal minor for this particular Hessian matrix is this, and you see xi minus xj is a square will be always greater than 0, because if whatever comes inside this one, it will be squared it and it will give you 0. So we have proved that the first principal minor and the second principal minor both are greater than equal to 0. That means non-negative. So that means that particular Hessian matrix is positive, semi-definite, and once any matrix is positive semi-definite matrix for all the possible value of w0 and w1. Here we have a variable w0 w1, that's why I am saying w0 and w1. So we can prove that error function which we have taken is a convex function, and that will take the shape of this, and the stationary point which will take that will be the minimum value. So we wanted to find out this w0 and w1, and we have proved that error function is the convex function by the nice theorem which we have applied here by checking the principal minor, leading principal minor of for first principal component and second principal component, and that came a positive semi-definite. Hence we can conclude that the error function is a convex function. So if you have any question, please put in comment box. I will try to answer as much as possible. So thank you for now.